What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode. I'm Bobby.
And I'm expectantly waiting for Ray. He's going to be half an hour later, so he said. So,
yeah, he'll be joining us a little later here. Chi will not be here this week, unfortunately.
Everybody had to work on Sunday this week.
Yeah.
Except for me. One day off is nice.
All right. So, no new patrons. Nothing really to go over at the beginning of the show. We could probably just get right into it.
I guess we could plug the DLG Con House. We still have spots available. Prices are going to go up in April, so your time is running out. Now is the time to go. There is still 14 beds available. It is a 4-night, 5-day.
I think it's longer than that. I think it's 5 nights. But yeah, it's just a nice long vacation in San Diego. We're planning out things to do. I like the idea. I threw out the idea, and I think it was well received, but we'll see. The idea of going to a casino out here.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't know if they have those elsewhere.
Yeah, it's they do, but I think it's the California ones do it right, like do the really big ones and stuff.
Yeah, so on reservations out here, we have casinos, and they have amazing buffets, too, if you don't like to gamble. The only thing is they don't have any dice games, so no...
or real roulette, either. It's roulette,
really?
but it's removed by one step.
Yeah.
It's so weird, dude. So they roll the ball, it lands on a number. That number corresponds to a card. They flip the card, and that's the... It's like, why?
Everything has to do with cards. It's slot machines and cards. Yeah.
It's so weird.
So no
man.
craps, nothing.
But they're very nice places, man. I just went to VA House for the first time. And I think
for the first time,
blew
really?
me away, dude. Blew me away. It's so nice.
What's crazy is that they're constantly upgrading it, too. Because I used to be up in that area all the time. And, like, they always have some construction going on. They're always adding a new area to it or a new dining area. Really nice restaurants.
Were you gambling?
No, I didn't really gamble that much. You know, there was that huge phase like in the mid 2000s where everybody was playing poker, Texas Hold'em. Yeah. So I would play in some tournaments there, but I wasn't really that good.
Yeah, I suck at poker.
Red Rum, thanks for the subscription, man.
Thanks, homie.
Starting it out right. All right. So we've got a lot to cover in the On the Radar section because PAX East happened and there were quite a few games announced, and we went through them, picked out the ones that we like, and there are a lot of them.
Yeah. So Bobby picked a couple last week, so we're not going to do those, obviously. There was a lot of stuff, way more than what we picked, but I only went with stuff that had something interesting to talk about and also gameplay. You know, it's all just an idea until you actually have something working, you know. So I skipped everything that didn't have any gameplay. We're going to probably quickly go through these. Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout is a battle royale, but it has nothing to do with guns or anything. It's more like an obstacle course. They said that they were inspired by things like Ninja Warrior. There's a Japanese version of that where they make fun of... It's all very like... not Ninja Warrior, the Japanese one, but it's more game showy. It's more like just ridiculousness. So you're just running in one direction. It's a race, but things are killing the fall guys the whole time. I thought it was super clever, great little idea. I don't know how it's all going to work. Like once you win, I guess that's it until the next one. I don't know much more about formatting but I think everything that you... when you win, you unlock like visual stuff. So
yeah, they said there were 2 types of currencies in here, kudos and crown. So one of them you only get if you win. The other one you get if you pass like one of the levels. So each of these games is going to take place with 60 people, just like a battle royale, a whole bunch of people that you throw in to this, and you go through one obstacle course, and the people who lose, they get knocked out, they go queue up for another game. The people who win, they move on to the next round. You're going to have about 5 rounds in each game, and there's a total of, I think they said they're going to start with 30 different course types. So there's going to be some variety here.
Almost like the mini games in like what do you call it? Mario Party or whatever.
Yeah, it's a great idea. I'm glad that they're applying the battle royale mentality to something other than a shooter, because that really is such a great way to design a game. It completely mitigates that whole punishment. Before this, the only way games would punish you if you died or lost is you just go on a timeout, right? It's like you don't get to play for 20 seconds, and suddenly Battle Royale comes out and they're just like, you lose. The other person gets the satisfaction of knocking you out, so they feel powerful, but at the same time, it doesn't make you feel like crap, like you just are like, whatever, queue up again.
Yeah,
so.
And then the loser just queues up again and is already on a new thing. And then every stage of difficulty that you survive, it gets more and more intense and more rewarding until ultimately you get the win.
Yeah, it's a great design, and I'm glad they're doing it with something else other than shooters.
Yeah, I agree. I think this looks good. It sounds like it's going to be free to play, don't you think?
They said in the interview that they do not have a price point yet. They didn't comment on that. So that makes me think that it won't be free to play.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It'd have to be a pretty low price point.
Yeah.
I realized we were going to do our call-in before, but we forgot to adjust the show notes. But we'll do that after on the radar. We'll get through this quick, and then we'll have our call-in here.
Okay.
With our new audio sound.
So I did all of this like right after the podcast last week, so I might have to take a look at it to try to remember what this is. I can't even pronounce this. You want to try that, Bobby?
They pronounce it in the trailer. This one is called the Dungeon of Naheulbeuk.
Naheulbeuk.
Yeah, the Amulet of Chaos.
Yeah.
So this is a turn-based tactical adventure game, very cartoony. Honestly, I took a look at this one and it looked great, but it didn't really have anything. A lot of games that we're going to go over here, they have one little thing that's different or special about them. This one kind of just looked a little generic, but nevertheless good.
Yeah,
well put together.
What I saw that was different about this, first of all, the graphics are really, really good. But it's almost like a mix between an action RPG and a turn-based action RPG. Like it's a turn-based combat, but it plays out like an action RPG. I don't know. It looks very fluid. It almost looks like you're doing the input yourself, and you're running around with your entire crew behind you. And in other games, it would just show the main character or maybe guys walking right behind you. This looks like a bunch of people just running towards something. It looks a lot more natural, and I think this has a lot to do with the characters themselves, switching out the characters, different setups, and how you're gonna put them together. Kind of reminds me of what's that? It's not Sequido, where you had a bunch of different characters. Anyway, I just like the way that how many characters there are and the way they put them on screen, as opposed to other games where the background characters are hardly even shown off. It almost seems like they all have equal parts in this, as opposed to having just one lead character.
Yeah. No price point on this one yet, and it's coming out in summer of 2020. All right. Next up is going to be Roundgaurd.
Again, I have to remember what these are.
This was an interesting one.
What?
So this one is it's a roguelike. It's kind of a strategy game. It's but it's also mixed with pinball. So it's like a dungeon crawler where you're going around a dungeon, almost like twin stick shooter, top down viewpoint. But you're bouncing off all these different things like you're in a pinball machine, almost like Peggle.
Somebody said that it's like Diablo and Peggle if they had a baby, and that's both those things are things that I love. I love Peggle. I was crazy about it. And then for them to put RPG elements, stats, gear, I like once you let go of the character, I don't think you're controlling anything, Bobby. I think it's Peggle way in that. But you could probably affect, I don't know, how far you bounce, stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. And it looks
stats.
like you have attacks as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's a lot of random chaos to it. But again, like a great idea. This is not something I've seen before.
Yeah,
a good name for it, Roundgaurd.
I think it's a really good, this could pull it off, or it's very easy that they fuck this up. Very hard that they pull it off. Very easy for them to pull it to fail. I feel like this is going to be hard to pull off. I hope it's fun.
Well, it comes out soon, March 13th, 2020.
Yeah, I'm excited about this one.
No
I'm probably
price
going to
point.
pick it up.
No price just yet. Wonderbelly Games is the developer.
What do you think, Bobby? If you were developing a game, would you put the price out before day one? I don't see any advantage either way.
I don't know. There must be a reason that not a lot of people do it now.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these games that we go over, they don't list the price.
Maybe some stat came out at some point where like sales have been lower for people that show their price early. I don't know.
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah.
All right. Next up is Hellpoint. So this looks like a Souls clone, but in a sci-fi horror setting. Again, this one, like Dungeons of Naheulbeuk, it didn't seem like there was anything too. I guess the setting is kind of unique for a Souls-like game.
Yeah, it was like a cyber horror game.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like very Doom-esque, from what I remember, like the ambiance and stuff like that. I just thought this one looked really cool.
Yeah, visually, I like the look. I like the design and the motif. It definitely does look like Doom. A lot of demons, a lot of science fiction stuff.
And it's third
Very
person
scary.
as opposed to first person, and it's
Yeah.
melee combat.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like a Dark Souls game.
Yeah.
But it does have co-op, I believe. Yeah, online co-op, local co-op.
Cool. This was probably the best, visually, probably the best looking game.
I don't know.
Think so?
If you look at this full screen, I don't think it holds up as well. It does look pretty good, though. Like, the design is great. All right, next up, the Falconeer. There's not a lot of information on this one.
This is it was a third person action game where you fly around on a giant falcon. But it's like it's an RPG, but mostly the way you get around is flying. And the combat, I believe, is during flight and all that stuff. I just thought it was a cool way to make an RPG. Usually you're just running around everywhere, getting boats and stuff like this, but it changes the game completely if, once you add this level of verticality to it. So they show things of them flying through giant caves. And is this underwater?
Mm-hmm.
That seems like
Yeah,
some
it looks
underwater
like
stuff
you're in
too.
a water world. Like, there's no land. It's just a bunch of boats and then these raft cities, and then you're flying around on an eagle. And there's also airships and air combat.
Kind of looks like Camino from Star Wars, Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, but there's not a raging storm going on. I don't know. There was so little about this game that it was hard for me to get too interested in it.
Yeah.
They really don't give you much. No release date, no price. Nothing.
Remember that MMO that was all flying based?
No, I didn't play a lot of MMOs.
Nobody. I don't think anybody played this one, but it was kind of like a. What's it called? Kind of like WoWish, but everybody was like an angel, and so they just added flight to everybody.
Nope.
Anyway,
Do not remember that one. I think I started actively ignoring MMOs after a while.
yeah.
Sniper says the guy who made Falconeer made a really popular Skyrim mod.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Next up is Haven. So this is by the Game Bakers, the developers that made Fury, F-U-R-I. Emilio, I think you played that one.
I don't
Right.
remember it.
Somebody
Fury
played
with
that.
the
It came up on the podcast years and years ago. So this is they call it a date game. You know how they have like date movies? This is trying to be like a date game. It's a co-op game with a little bit of a romantic theme, like two star-crossed lovers trying to escape their planet so they can be together. And I don't know what it is. It's like an RPG, I suppose.
Yeah,
but-
it looks like they're running around collecting things. Mostly I put it on there because it was intended. It says, play with the special someone. And I just thought there's not a whole lot of games that try to do that. I mean, that's really hard to pull off. Graphically, it looks awesome. Cell shading, a lot of pastels. It just looks like a nice place to hang out. But yeah, if they're able to pull this off and like maybe get people's girlfriends to like actually enjoy a game, it might be really good for somebody. But,
Possibly.
Yeah.
This other game is focused not so much on relationships, but on heavy co-op. This one is called Biped.
Oh yeah, this reminded me of like a 3D adventure, but of version of Portal 2.
Yeah. Yeah,
Right?
I got that vibe too. Definitely a Portal 2 multiplayer vibe.
Yeah, because you're playing of these two little robots that have no arms, so they can't really manipulate things other than jumping and putting their weight down on things. And it's just a bunch of puzzles that take 2 people. Like, that's the entire game. So it's like a puzzle adventure game. And it's super cute. And I think it would be a lot of fun to play through with somebody. There's some of the puzzles look like they have like rhythm to them. Like you got to push the buttons at the same time. And a lot of just like physics-based puzzles. It looks fun as shit.
Yeah, there's not enough games like this. That was such a great part of Portal 2. We got a little bit of that in that prison escape game that we played.
Yeah, Way Out.
A Way Out, yeah. But the only issue with the game like this is once you solve the puzzle, then it's gone.
That last game we just talked about, the
Haven?
It's kind of like A Way Out, but with a girl and a guy instead. You know, like A Way Out, you're kind of forced into 2 male roles. The male and the female part, I think, adds a lot. It could add more to it.
Yeah. All right, so Biped comes out March 27th, pretty soon here. No price on that yet.
Yeah, I think I'm probably going to pick this up.
I imagine it'd be pretty cheap.
Oh, I want to thank you, Bobby, for the Plex recommendation.
Plex? Yeah, Plex is
Dude,
great.
it's been working great, man.
Yeah.
All those like 100% legitimate movies that I have that I ripped from DVDs.
Yeah, that you made legal backups.
Being able to watch them on my TV upstairs in 4K with like full control of like rewind and all that stuff is beautiful, man. And
yeah, it works so smoothly.
the only problem I've had is when I do 4K, there's some buffering, which is it's not terrible. So, but 1080 looks fucking fantastic. So
yeah,
it's
the only trouble you'll run into is if you get like some HDR movies, which you probably don't. But HDR doesn't look that great on it. But you can do that wherever, man. Like you're probably not watching movies anywhere else but your house.
Yeah.
But like when I'm over at my girlfriend's, I can access my my movies there using Plex.
Damn.
And also,
and then you cast it to the TV once you have it on.
yeah,
your
the
phone.
TV will have an app, or I use the media center that she has to play it in the living room.
That's the great part. Any smart TV has an app called Plex, and you could just do it there.
Yeah, and you can also get one for your phone, but you have to pay for that. But it's only like $5. You pay the one-time fee of like maybe not even $5, like a couple of bucks, and you buy the app. Otherwise, very weird. It only lets you play like 1 or 2 minutes of each thing. I don't know. That's like its version of a demo, but yeah, no, it's great. All right. We got more. I was going to say last game because I feel like we've been going through so many. Burn Division, thanks for the subscription, man. 9 months.
Thank you.
All right. Next up is Iron Danger.
God, dude, I'm glad that you looked at these again because, it's been a week for me.
Yeah. You gotta look at them the day before. So this one is another adventure RPG. They don't really specify, but they do say that it has a unique time manipulation mechanic. So it's somewhere in between turn-based and real-time.
Yeah.
Right? There's some way you can adjust that. I don't know how that mechanic actually works.
Yeah, you're kind of playing. The closest thing I could remember is Transistor, but it's almost like Transistor because in Transistor you could do turn-based or action, right? I remember you kind of go into this freeze frame, you plan your actions, and then it plays out in real time. This is almost the opposite, where you play in real time, and if you die, you rewind, strategize, and try to figure out what angle would be best to do whatever, dive or whatever, and then it plays out. So it's not exactly super hot-ish. It's maybe something kind of new. I thought it looked pretty great. The only problem that I didn't understand is like if they just give you infinite replays, where's the difficulty? So maybe there's
I'm
some
sure it's
sort of
balanced. It's got to be balanced somehow. There's got to be some trade-off.
Yeah.
It looks pretty good. Like it's a good-looking game.
Yep.
It's being published by Daedalic. They publish some pretty good games.
Really, guys, the reason we cover this PAX stuff, like I know there's a lot of people that are only interested in like AAA stuff. It's like this is the breeding ground of new ideas. This stuff, stuff that
this is where the chances are being taken.
Yeah, these are where the chances are being taken, and then 5 years down the line there'll be a AAA title with these ideas in them. So,
all right, some biddies coming in 1,600, nice.
Thanks, man.
Thank you. Next up, No Time to Relax.
Who's this one? Oh,
This reminded me of the Game of Life.
that's exactly what it is, man.
But like a goofier version,
yeah.
almost.
So it's a 4-player board game where you have to, I think, get a bunch of shit done, right? Don't you have just like
just like everything you would do in
real life? Yeah.
Yeah.
Try to balance budget and all this stuff. It sounds not fun, but the way they present it is a very cartoony way. It was like fall completely into consumerism, and it's just like filling up your apartment with a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
So anyway, at the end, I forget how the winner's chosen. I don't think it's money. I think it's like some weird thing, like who's used up more of their time that week or whatever. Anyway, this looks like a great game night game. I hope it's not too expensive. How much is it, Bobby?
It's out right now. You can buy it. Not even early access. This game is straight up out. $14 though.
Yeah.
Seems kind of steep, especially if you have to buy multiple copies to play with people.
I was really hoping for the 4-pack on this. I
Yeah.
remember scrolling down.
Online PvP, shared split screen PvP. Let's see how many people are playing this right now. 14. Man, see, if it were cheaper and they had like a 4-pack deal, this would be great to play with some people.
And what are the reviews like? Like, what's the percentages?
Let's
Very
see.
positive. 95.
There's very few of them.
And 93.
But yeah, they're high.
Yeah, 300 or so.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
Yeah,
I want to check that out.
Looks good.
Seems like something Days would love.
All right, last, Baldur's Gate 3.
Man, so this is coming from Larian Studios, our maker of what I think we agreed is the best RPG ever made. Mm-hmm. It's just, Divinity Original Sin 2 is just fucking, we've talked about it too much. Baldur's Gate, they actually actively campaigned to try to get when they knew that the owners of the IP wanted to make a game, they had to campaign to try to get it. And then once they got it, because they're all obviously D&D fans, so they were able to get this, and what they're trying to bring to the table is the complete freedom that you have in D&D. Like in D&D, what you can do is only limited by your imagination. They wanted to bring that into a video game. So it's going to be, I imagine, something like Divinity, but your options on what to do aren't going to just be down to just like attack, run away, or stuff like that. This is like, what happened? I was reading, PC Gamer went over there, started playing, and they said even them playing with the devs, they were getting fucked up so bad because just the random shit that was happening was just too much for them to overcome. I think one of the devs slipped on some wine that was on the floor, and also his legs were shackled or something, so he couldn't do anything. But what he was able to do is take off his shoe and throw it at the bad guy and knock him off. And that's not something that's like predominant in the game. Shoe throwing is not something at the top of the list of what you do. But, it gives you an idea of what they're trying to go for. Maybe you could do like grab something off the wall and throw it at something, or pick up a chair or stuff like that.
Yeah, just be completely unscripted.
Yeah.
What's weird though is I feel like a lot of people push back on that a little bit, because sometimes people enter a game, they expect to have the goals and objectives laid out before them, clearly defined for them to meet. But I don't know. People know it's a Larian Studios game. Like, people know what they're getting with this. So I don't think there's going to be people like that. But
a lot of depth and a lot of do-overs.
Yeah.
Like starting over and over and over.
Yep.
But man, I wish them all the luck. What's up, Ray?
What's up?
Ray just walked in. It's super ambitious, but they have the ability to pull something like this off.
Yeah. Yeah, they recently had an AMA too. I didn't read it. I'm not really following Baldur's Gate that closely.
Nor am I, but they were at PAX East. I also like that about them. Like, they're now a AAA company, but they still do the indie stuff,
Yeah. All right. I think we need a little more time for a call in here. Yeah.
Let's do Valorant. That's I heard it. Have you guys heard about that
No.
game
On the radar?
on the radar?
No.
Valorant? That does sound familiar.
Valorant. Seen it?
Have not.
It's Overwatch meets Counter-Strike.
Okay.
It looked fun. It's a 5 versus 5
so
tactical,
Tactical,
game,
but with characters?
but with characters. They're agents.
Isn't that basically...
It's Overwatch.
No, but isn't that
It's
more
not.
like...
No, it's fun.
What was it
like
gonna say?
these guys have powers.
Okay.
This footage is pretty cool. Like if you actually watch this, these guys have like they can see through walls or jump up shit or like do really just cool little powers, right? Each one.
Yeah.
And it's just planting the bomb, just like CS:GO. It's not called a bomb here. It's called the spike ball, I believe.
Okay.
And it's like 100-second games. See, this guy's trying to do a little power, and now through that wall, he can actually see people. I think. See.
Oh,
So it's
okay.
like a 5v5 knockout like Counter-Strike, but
Yeah.
they have abilities.
But they have
like
abilities. Yeah.
Or is it like headshot and you're dead like Counter-Strike?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's supposed to be. Oh, see.
You know what this
Yeah.
really reminds me
Quickness.
of? Counter-Strike back in the day had like servers where you could play with powers.
I remember that. Little mods and stuff.
There
that
were
they
little
have.
mods where like one was like Magneto where you could pull fucking... It was all the Marvel
I
characters.
remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, and you could pull guns out of people's hands.
Yeah.
And then like you could be Wolverine where you had regen, stuff like that. That's kind of exactly what this
Yeah, I was
reminds me of.
actually doing that, and like the carriers didn't change, right? Like the models didn't change, but you had those powers, and it would say like on the bottom on the text. I remember that. But yeah, man, these guys, it's his Riot Games.
Oh, this is from Riot.
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
yeah, those games that we announced, or they announced, and then we announced they announced. They're starting to have video on them. They're starting to have. They also have an adventure game coming out. They have 8 games coming out.
Really?
Yeah.
Riot.
Riot
Wow.
game is the LOL, right? LOL.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have 8 games coming, or six games.
Oh, so there's
Yeah,
one of them.
in a
yeah.
lot of different genres. Yeah, so they're
Okay.
expecting a release date in summer 2020
For what?
for this game.
Yeah. Well, I think the latest was October, right? I mean, now it's getting pushed to October, or what does it say now?
It's not definite.
No.
It says expected summer 2020.
I would definitely play this.
It looks fun, man.
Yeah.
Even the little, it's a little too Counter-Strikey when you look at the map on the top, the crosshair. It's just kind of the animations look a little wanky. That's me though. But I don't know. I think it looks fun. I'd really want to try that game.
Yeah, if it's in the $20-$30 range, I'd be definitely.
It's free to play.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So everyone can play this.
Nice.
All right. Before we get to our caller here, I just want to draw attention to this. So, a week or two ago, I interviewed Paul Conway from Spooky Doorway Games, Dark Side Detective, but he posted this on Twitter, which I just thought was incredible. It was some little project he did, just pixel art, where he recreated a scene from John Carpenter's The Thing, the scene where they're testing the blood to find out who's who. If you haven't seen that movie, it's one of the best movies, man. It is so good. But I just thought this was absolutely amazing. It
The
kind of
original
shows,
one, Bobby.
yeah,
The black
the
and white
original.
one.
No, not that one.
Okay.
The original one. I always
The guy
consider
from
the
2004.
yeah.
The one that was made in the 80s, right? That one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, early 80s.
Okay.
82, I think.
It's clobbering time. No.
No.
No, not that thing.
Oh.
No. This one where, oh man, I don't even want to describe the plot. If you go into this movie fresh, it is just so great. But I thought this turned out great. And even at the end, you can see how he kind of turned it into like if it were a game. There's like a meter of, I'll pause it when it gets to the end. There's like a dialogue text and a meter of like fear and paranoia. But I want this to be a game. It just looks absolutely incredible. But
Is
you
that
should
what
be-
is he teasing a game here, or is
I
it
don't
just
think
kind
so.
of like
I think this
fun...
is just like a little side project.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so if you are not following this guy at Doom Cube, you really should check it out because he posts stuff like this all the time, like what he's working on, and like any pixel art projects.
Hideo was teasing a game too on Twitter, and everyone's trying to like analyze every fucking word and like the picture. They're like, oh, the picture, it's a pencil and it has from the triangle. Oh my god, he's gonna do Silent Hill. It's like, what the fuck, dude? Because of the triangle head. Like, calm the fuck down. Stop trying to like get something out of this.
Didn't they say there's going to be a new Silent Hill though?
No, it's I think he's working on a horror game, but I don't know what. It can't be Silent Hills because that's Konami. That's Konami.
Or Konami.
Yeah.
All right. Do we have Brendan on the line here?
I'm fucking out of it.
Hello.
Hey, Brendan. How's it going, man?
Good. How are you doing?
We're doing all right. So we're going to ask you a couple questions here. We're going to play some music. We're going to play some sound effects. We're going to see if you can guess them, and then you'll get a shot at the one that counts. Now, have you been following before the previous sound game?
I haven't been following the ones before, no. So this will be a surprise for me.
Okay, so you're going in fresh. So, Brendan, we've never met before. I have no idea what games you play, PC or otherwise here. So it's going to be hard for me to pick out some sound effects, but I'll try to make them easy for you. You want to start with
sounds
music?
good. We'll see if I can get any. I'll hopefully I can get one at least.
Okay. You want to start with music or a sound effect?
Sure. Let's start with music.
Music. Okay. All right. Something easy. Something easy. I don't think it gets much easier than this.
Let's see.
Should you be able to get it?
I really have no idea.
Oh, man.
I don't even have a guess.
I only played the first one, and I didn't play later on when it got this cartoony and
Okay.
stuff.
Wow. So you're Sniper's friend, right?
Yeah. I'm Sniper's friend.
Okay, so this doesn't surprise me because Sniper had never played this game either and was recently introduced to it
He did like it
months ago.
once we introduced it, I think.
Of course, everybody does.
Yeah.
It's Team
It's so
Fortress
good.
2.
Yes.
It's the best game ever.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah.
you've never played Team Fortress 2?
No, I haven't played that.
You are missing out.
It's free. You could try anytime.
All right.
And it's really
Maybe
good.
I'll have to give it a shot then. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's one down, but maybe you'll do better on the sound effect here. All right. Another softball here. Let's see. What do we got? All right.
Terrorists win.
Oh, man.
All right. Tell me you know that one.
Is it like Black Ops or something?
Banned. No. That's horrible.
No.
I don't know.
It's a little indie title called Counter-Strike.
She loves this game. She's the
Counter-Strike.
best at it.
Counter-Strike Go. Yes. That's Counter-Strike Go. Or CS Go. Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Whatever you want to call it. Yeah. All right. Well, you didn't do too well there, but those ones don't count.
And somehow he's going to get the next one.
I tried. At least I tried.
All right. So let me pull up the new mystery sound here. And again, this all depends on what games you play, people. We play a lot of games, is what I've come to realize.
Yeah.
Like, we play way too many games here. All right. So can you tell us for $5 whole where this sound comes from?
It could be any video.
You guys fucking picked the worst.
I don't know.
Here, let me play it another
I
time.
want to say
for you.
like Street Fighter or something.
It does
That
kinda
does.
sound
Yeah,
like
it does sound like Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like when Guile gets knocked out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
Okay.
But there's like something in the background,
Yeah,
like
like
a little like metal.
No, I'm sorry. That is not Street Fighter. Yeah, but that's a good guess, though.
yeah. What do you play, man?
I play lots of like PC games mostly. Like Civilization. I've been playing like Warcraft 3 lately, League of Legends.
How you liking that Reforged?
Honestly, I really liked it when I was a kid. But I realize now that the game is kind of like not very user friendly.
Yeah, that if anything they were going to update, it should have been that, right?
Yeah, it should have been like you should be able to just invite your friends into a game, like into a party sort of thing. You know what I mean? To play a custom game. Like,
Yeah.
personally, that's what I think. But I don't know.
I agree with you too, for sure.
So you play a lot of Warcraft 3. Are you play custom maps or do you play just the regular or melee? Is
I play custom, but I play a little bit of the regular too. Yeah.
Okay. What race do you like?
I like to play as orcs.
Orcs. Interesting.
It's racist.
Okay. That's
It's racist.
I don't know if you watch Grubby at all, but I think that's his favorite race too. He plays a lot,
Oh, nice.
quite a bit of that. But yeah, I was always a human. Humans were the most basic one, so I don't know. I always just like felt that was the easiest one to learn. But
Yeah, that's fair.
yeah, but strategy games. So you definitely are a sniper's friend. This is
Yeah.
what I learned about. Yeah.
What's been besides obviously Civ is always the go-to, but like, what's another strategy game that people might not know that is pretty good?
The people might not know. I don't know. Like, I was playing like Cities and Skylines for a bit and Stellaris lately, but those are pretty popular games, I think.
Yeah,
So,
and then
um,
Stellaris got better, right? Like it came out and people loved it, but then I don't know, it had no mid game. I heard, but then they fixed it. Do you know? Did you just start playing it recently?
it's like Civ, but it takes longer. I'd say it's like it's a marathon. I'd say they're long games.
Yeah, longer than Civ. Jeez, who's got time for
Yeah,
that
it's
shit?
fun. It's fun, but it takes a long time to finally win. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, those games are great if you got the time. Later in the show, I'm going to be talking about Star Wars Rebellion. I don't know if you ever played that one. You're probably not old enough for that one, but that was
No, I haven't played that one.
okay.
It's a grand strategy, right?
Yeah, it was a grand strategy before grand strategy existed.
Gotcha.
So
What's a grand strategy?
like a total war game.
Okay.
Yeah. But all right, Brendan. Well, thanks for hopping on and playing the game with us here. Better luck next
Yeah,
time.
thanks. Thanks for letting me try.
Absolutely, man. All right. We'll see you later.
See ya.
All right. Man, I try to give it to them, but they always miss, man. I'm making them
Jeez.
easier every week, and I feel like the last couple of people have gone 0-3. But, yeah.
I mean, terrorists win, dude. I think
Yeah.
Sam would have got that.
Seriously.
It all depends on what you play, man.
Yeah.
I still can't get over Warconius not guessing Bioshock 3.
Yeah.
All right, so where are we at? Highlights.
Lights.
Yeah. What's Neon Abyss?
Yeah, what the fuck is that?
I don't know. Who put that there?
I don't know. Really? Click on it. Let's see what it is.
I mean, I could go into
Oh,
the
you know what?
revision.
It's probably a game that I was meant to put on the radar.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
you put it there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'm starting to remember what this is, I think.
That looks
Well,
cool.
we can remember later.
Okay.
Let's not figure things out on the air here. But you have been playing Curse of the Dead Gods.
Yeah, I played it for about 2 hours today because that's all the game time I got this week. Completely. It's everything that I thought it was going to be, man. It's in early access, but I did feel like I got a complete game. I think the rest of what the early access is going to be doing is figuring out the tweaks, just messing with their numbers and moving things around, adding more things. Because the big problems right now are like the inventory at the store, like things that you can buy, are really repetitive. There's only like 6 things that I saw. I kept seeing the same 6 things. So there's still little things like that. Those curses that you get, Bobby,
Yeah.
for those who weren't here last week, it's a twin stick shooter roguelike, right up my alley. It's like the closest thing to this is Hades. Very, very similar to games. But I like where roguelikes are going, where it has a little bit of synthetic in it too, where you can modify the game for the next runs. So there's these things called amulets that you get, and they give you buffs. But you can only have one equipped at a time. So you try to find the right buff, and then, it could adjust to your play style. But you could also unlock more buff slots, more slots for your amulets. So that changes that. And then on top of that, we were talking about the curse mechanic. So every time you open a door, you get more cursed. And every time you do a lot of things, every time you buy something from the store, your curse goes up. Certain bad guys do blood damage to you, like health. They hit your HP. Some bad guys do lower HP, but hit you more in the curse. Like your curse meter goes up. So they're just like cursing you the whole time. There's these witches.
Kind of like Darkest Dungeon, where some enemies don't do a lot of physical damage, but they do a lot of stress damage.
Yeah, stress damage. And it's just like what you said, Bobby. It's like these things, they come with negative and plus, right? So just an example of one of the curses was that money is worth more, but it disappears faster from the ground. So every time money falls on the ground, you have to get it, run over and grab it. And otherwise, so it's like little things like that That's another thing that got very repetitive. Like I saw, even though I only played for 2 hours, I saw the same curses probably quite a few times. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
those are just things that obviously are going to be worked out through early access. The combat's really fun. Those meters that you see underneath, that's his. Those little dots that you see underneath the character, that's his stamina. So basically, anything you do takes stamina.
But the stamina regenerates, right?
Yeah, right away. And there's also like things that you could do to gain combat, stamina points while fighting. So, say you're in the middle of a combo, somebody attacks you, you can parry. Parries are huge in this game. If you parry, you get 1 point back on your stamina. And it just goes on and on. This game has so many things going on for it. Like everything that Synthetic had, but it's a completely different aesthetic, and the combat. I enjoy the combat in this more actually than Synthetic. They're at the store. You can pay in gold or you can pay in blood. So you could just, but all transactions take curse. So there's just a ton going on. The only way to heal off of regular bad guys without any kind of modifiers is if you kill them with the environment, you heal 3% of your health per bad guy. So you really try to kill them in their own traps. It's not like the main mechanic of the game, but it's definitely something you can focus on or completely ignore. There's a lot of that. You can play this game a lot of different ways, and I'll be playing it more and more. This is a nice streaming game too, I feel.
So you're past the 2-hour mark, not going to return this one.
Oh, definitely not. No, definitely not.
What's the price tag on this game?
$14.99. I think that's totally acceptable, especially for the level of where it's at and the production value. I'm always a sucker for, like, it looks like a great game.
Yeah.
And it is. It will be a great game. It's a good game right now.
Cool. All right. You want to talk about Retrograde Arena?
I don't know what that is either.
Oh, Jesus.
Just skip it. We'll get it later.
Okay, so I watched a documentary. It was recommended on Discord by Zap. It was called Not for Resale. I didn't get a chance to thank him in Discord, but thank you, Zap, for bringing this to my attention. Always down for a gaming documentary, even though I've watched so many, they kind of get redundant at this point. But this one was new. So this is focusing on how physical media is dying out and digital distribution is taken over, and kind of the effects that that's having on the industry. And really nothing in this documentary is going to be news to you. They're not going to say anything in this that you have not already heard. At least you and me, who've kind of just have been aware and followed this.
Right, I feel like, was this new? Because it feels like this
it came out last year. So it's pretty recent. What is cool is that they go inside all these different shops around the United States, and they show you
what they're doing.
Storefronts. Yeah, well, storefronts that are still, let me turn off that audio. Storefronts that are still dealing in physical media and how they're getting by, how it's affected them. They also kind of transition later in the documentary into one of these guys who even took it to the next level and created a video game museum, basically. It's in Dallas, Texas. And it's got all the consoles, all the games, documentation, like just about everything you can imagine, completely dedicated to video games. And there's actually, one of the stores that they show in here is in San Diego. It's called Luna Video Games, and they actually have a location right here in Chula Vista, where we're at, maybe about a mile or two from where we're sitting. And he's got another one in the San Diego State area.
Do you know about it, Ray?
No, I never heard of
Luna
it.
Video Games.
You've been here all your life, too.
No, never.
I mean, if you look them up on like Yelp or whatever, they're right there. Yeah, and they've changed locations a few times, but it might be interesting to go visit that store and just to check it out.
They are kind of becoming museums.
Yeah, you don't really see them. And in fact, like one of the stores that they visit here called People Play Games, I looked that one up, and that one's out of business now. This documentary came out less than a year ago. The store's already out of business. So yeah, they're drying up, but they still manage to get by. But one interesting thing that they mentioned in this is that the people like you and me, like our age, who had physical media, like they're the only ones that are nostalgic about that stuff, and the only ones that are still collecting it. Eventually we're going to reach a point where kids grow up and they aren't nostalgic about physical media anymore because digital distribution has been around so long.
I was thinking that about comic books. I feel like new comic book fans are not a thing. There's no 14, 15-year-olds walking around with comic books. So when the old comic books die off, same shit's going to happen. Like the interest of the old stuff is just going to die down. Prices are going to go down too, I feel.
Yeah, it's an ever-changing market, and it's really hard to build a business on that. Now, I should mention where you can find this. Amazon has it. You can rent it for like real cheap, or you can buy it from them. But I think that's really the only place you can get this. But yeah, Amazon is where you can check it out.
The $2.99 or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, if you're into it, it's pretty good. Like, usually I get so burnt out on documentaries, and this one kind of does what some of the other ones do. They just kind of tell me information that I already know. But I really liked this guy right here. I need to pause it as it's playing through this trailer. This guy right here, that's the CEO, not him.
Yeah, the guy on the high rise.
Yeah, this guy is the CEO of Psyonix Games. This is San Diego right here. I live like right over there. You can almost see my building. So yeah, they had a lot of San Diego stuff, not just Luna Games, but also Psyonix, because they released a game in 2008 and it wasn't that successful. And that was still when digital distribution hadn't really fully bloomed yet. And then of course, Rocket League comes out in 2015 when digital distribution is the way to go. That wasn't completely the reason that Rocket League was so successful, obviously. Yeah. But they did talk about the differences between the two, and that was kind of interesting. But I think what I really enjoyed about the documentary was just going into these game shops and just seeing how they operated. One of them, one of the really big ones, this guy's shop right there, he's got this machine that he uses to de-scratch CD-ROMs, and I've never seen anything quite like that. Like, I've seen like kits you can buy on Amazon, but he had this super expensive machine.
The Game Doctor?
This thing straight up, it's like an industrial machine. It straight up like buffs it like you would in a car, like car waxing or something. Dang. And it actually, he says you can only do it 2 or 3 times until the disc gets so thin. Yeah, there's not enough left to do it. Dang. So little things like that I found interesting. And then at the end, when it got to the gaming museum, that was kind of cool. But it's if you're into this, because I think there's a lot of people out there. I know we have some listeners who are really into collectibles and physical media and hanging on to that. I kind of want to go through my parents' garage to see if I still have any of my old.
I bet you do.
I must. They try to give me all that stuff back because they're always trying to clean out. So there's San Diego again right there. I think.
Yeah, man, you're putting the burden on them to hold all your shit. Because you don't have any.
Well, they have a garage, man. They got a garage. I actually don't have that much, but I know I got a bunch of baseball cards back there. Maybe some Star Wars CCG cards. I don't know. I think I gave those away. But I feel like I know I've got Atari games back there, but that would be kind of cool. I wonder if I got anything that's worth money. Probably not.
Yeah, I don't get any of this, man.
I still have all my games, like my Nintendo, my Super Nintendo, my.
Yeah, so this Chi, I don't get it.
Like I don't know, I just keep them. They're just there. I'm never gonna do anything with them.
Yeah,
they're just there. Like
okay,
they're gonna.
What are they doing for you?
They're gonna stay in my parents' garage, and I'm gonna be in LA. So.
Yeah, just like Bobby, just leave them with all your stuff.
Well, there's a part in this documentary. They also go to the Library of Congress too. Like this guy right here upkeeps the video game portion. That was an interesting part. But there's a part in this documentary where a guy comes in and he's just like, I'm getting too old for this. I want to sell all my stuff. And he has like this huge, enormous Sega Saturn collection.
Yeah,
which is like that piqued my interest because I had a Sega Saturn, so all the games he's busting out, like I remember those ones. The cases were so unique on that system too. They were like huge. They were unnecessarily big.
Did they talk about how much he made off of it?
The same when it started.
They didn't say what they closed the deal at. He said like it's probably worth 11,000-12,000, but I'll take like 5 or 6. Mm-hmm. So I think he made about that much off it.
Who knows, right?
Yeah. But yeah, not for resale. Yeah, give it a shot, man. If you're into video game documentaries, then it's well done too. Like it's well put together. It's probably worth checking out.
Can't believe I put that stuff on the wrong highlight.
Okay. And also this week I played Star Wars Rebellion. Oh yeah. This game I've kind of been talking about a little bit here and there. This is a strategy game from 1998, way ahead of its time. This game I saw on a shelf in the 90s, and I saw the box art was just, this is back when box art could sell a game, right? The
Right.
box art was just that low angle shot of the Death Star or the Star Destroyer passing over, and it just looked so cool. So I bought it, and I played quite a bit of this game and really enjoyed it. And it got horrible reviews, and not a lot of other people played it, and it wasn't that popular back then. But now, I mean, if you look on
it's
Steam,
very
the reviews are great. And this game, it really does hold up. It is super good. It was a grand strategy game before that even existed.
Before there was a name, Grand
Yeah,
Strategy.
like people, I think it was just a little ahead of its time because it's a 4X game, but it's also a real-time strategy. It's not turn-based. Like you adjust the game speed, but time marches on, and you have to you're clicking around constantly trying to, tell your construction yards what to do, or your orbital ship yards what to produce, or move this guy over here, or send this guy on a mission and move a fleet over there. Like you're just always clicking everywhere, especially later in the game when you have a lot of areas and units.
How much did you play?
So Sniper and I spent probably half an hour trying to forward ports in our router and play around with UPnP to get this to connect so we could actually play a multiplayer game. Straight up like the 90s, man.
Yeah.
Just do that old school.
I wonder if you would have
port
played it on
forwarding.
GOG if you would have been able to collect right away. Don't they do most of that work for you?
I don't think so because this is actually built into the game.
Oh,
you go
I
to
see.
you click on the head-to-head match, and it says like, do you want to connect with a serial modem or IPX LAN or direct IP?
Dang. So did you guys connect?
Yeah, we were able to. After
won?
A while. Oh, he won. Yeah, I blame my
he plays a
fever.
lot of this too, right?
Now, well, what we did, we played Conquest, or we played the mode where basically I was the Imperials. All he had to do was take over Coruscant. What I had to do was destroy his rebel base that he could move anywhere in the galaxy. So I was kind of at a disadvantage in that regard. But then I think the Empire starts with more ships, so it's kind of evenly weighted.
If you're listening to this and you're wondering what this looks like, doesn't look like much.
It looks terrible. Yeah, it doesn't look great. It looks like Masters of Orion. Like, it looks
Yeah.
very old school, and it kind of plays like Masters of Orion too. It's straight up strategy. There are parts. Here's the crazy thing: there's parts where you can participate in the space battles, but there's really no reason to. Like, it's not very exciting. It doesn't look good. The controls are really difficult to use, and the computer's probably going to do a better job than you anyway. So you can
And
just
it's great.
Yeah, well, the space battles you can just auto resolve, like whatever. And usually that's like nice to mix it up. Like, oh, there's a little bit of action in this strategy, but in this game now you can just skip those, which rarely happens. But still, otherwise, this game is fantastic. And there's so many things that can happen too. Like you can, it takes place right after A New Hope, so the Death Star has been blown up, and you have to like garner support for the Empire or the rebels and take over the galaxy and achieve certain win conditions. But things can also happen like Vader can try to turn Luke to the dark side, or Han Solo can get captured by bounty hunters. Like, there's a lot of room for these notable
Random
story, these story events to happen. So, I mean, that's really cool. And the fact that multiplayer still works after all these years, that's pretty
How much
impressive.
time did you put into it?
Well, after we actually played that game, and we played, oh man, these games take forever.
Yeah.
So we probably played 2 hours, 3 hours, and still it should have, like, I just did something stupid. I moved my fleet away from Coruscant. He moved a fleet there, planetary assault, game over. So yeah, my bad. But
You guys didn't even get to fight it out?
we had a couple space battles, I think. Yeah, we didn't have any like huge big space battles, but that's not really what this game is about. What I did the next day is I actually
How is it not about space battles? That's literally what it's about,
dude,
right?
there's so much more you can do.
Really?
Yeah, there's sabotage missions, espionage missions, recruitments, diplomatic missions to Alderaan.
Damn,
you
this
know.
sounds so fucking fun.
It's
Shit.
I mean, if you like strategy games, this is probably one that you have missed.
I missed it.
But this, yeah. So after that, I decided to play against the computer, and I figured, I'll put it on normal. How bad can it be? And it was way worse. These guys were kicking my ass. It was so bad. The computer was super hard. And then I read a guide on how to play this game and got a few pointers, and maybe I'll give it one more shot here. But this is good. Like, I want to continue to play this game. That's how good this game is.
Oh, dude. I also played an old game, but that's actually good. So they Microsoft just dropped Halo CE.
Oh, right. Yeah, a lot of people have been playing
Yeah,
it.
they just dropped it this week, dude. It's just out of nowhere. Boom, here you go. Well, 2 weeks. Wait, not 2 weeks ago. I want to say a month ago, I got the email saying that I was in the beta for that. So, like, and the last time they did that with Reach, when I got the beta email, it was like the game came out like 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later after that little beta testing, like the last bit of the beta testing, like the public closed. I mean, well, it's actually closed.
Well, didn't they just add it to the collection?
Yeah, they added to the collection.
Okay.
So they just added the first Halo, and it looks just as shitty as it did before, but it's so much fun. But it was weird. We jumped in. It was Sniper and Mini. Mm-hmm. We jumped in and because they were gonna play co-op, and then I ruined their shit because I was like, no, I want to play, guys, and they're like, fuck.
They had to start over.
No, because like Halo 1 and 2 only have co-op.
Two-player co-op.
Two-player co-op. It's 3, 4, and 5 have the 4-player co-op single player. I mean the campaign single player. So yeah, so then we had to play. Well, we played like just Slayer, and it was fun, but it was just. We were kind of overthinking it, kind of like we wanted to do some like, how did you? It's like, wait, it's so simple. There was 3 buttons. There's like shoot, grenade, and jump, dude. That's all that this game does, right? But it was so much fun, and but one thing they need to work out with this game, which was very frustrating, is the online. Even though it's neat that I'm playing it on Xbox Game Pass, for $4.99 a month, and then these guys bought it on Steam. And since we have the on Steam, you can set up your Xbox account on there. You're able to pull your friends from Xbox, and you can play with them. But that whole little UI,
that extra step,
it sucks.
Yeah,
it's like it has us waiting in just a menu where it has like 16 little squares, and you can fill all those up with people. And then you don't know what the main guy's doing. You're just chilling there. You don't, because like I wanted to help because I think Sniper was doing it, and then I think Mini was doing it, and I was like, no, dude, you have to put these settings, and I couldn't guide them. I'm sitting there looking at my name on the fucking screen, so I would back out, go to the multiplayer, and then be like, oh, we can do Slayer, and then with this mode and this mode, and then it'll tell you these modes are not available. It's like, okay, then this one and this one. These modes are not available. It's like, fucking don't do that. Like, can you, when I click on Halo 1, just show me the available modes, and I'll click on them, not have them all available for all the games. Did they
change the UI or what? Did anything change?
It's weird because it's the same Master Chief Collection that I have on my Xbox that I bought years ago that was a piece of shit, didn't work until a year later. Right. It's the same one, but it's just they're having these little issues that I didn't like. I just didn't like that.
Yeah.
But other than that, the gameplay is super fun. It's just Halo, man. We were having a lot of fun, and then we got banned for like 10 minutes. That was fun. It was I was like, hey guys, last one, because I was gonna come over with Sammy.
Yeah.
And the other day I was here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, I told I was gonna be there at 6, and I was like, fucking one more game. We jumped in, but like the big battle Slayer, we wanted to capture the flag, and we jumped in and we didn't get capture the flag, and I'm like, dude, we didn't pick it. We need to back out. And then I'm like, and I press start and I back out, and I'm like, and it's a warning thing came up, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck, exit. And then Minnie's like, I don't give a fuck, exit. And Sniper's like, no, wait, go guys, did you read it? It says that we might get banned and blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude, who the fuck reads that shit? We didn't get banned. It's like, oh, okay, whatever. And then we get together, and
Sniper reads everything.
Yeah. And then we just like, all right, start it. You're banned. And we're like, fuck.
For leaving a game, right?
Yeah, for leaving the game.
Really hardcore.
Yeah, dude. 10-minute ban. But I ended up leaving. But the game was fun, dude. It just looks like crap, like the crap.
Yeah.
It's very buggy, super buggy. It's missing animations, I believe.
Yeah.
Some of the animations. It's really.
You guys are really selling me this week.
I know, right? No, it's just Halo 1, man. It's the first Halo. It was the stories. First Halo is all about story. Halo 2 was like when the multiplayer finally got good. I feel.
Are you gonna play the single player?
I want to.
Yeah.
I want
If
to
you
play.
had all the time in the world.
Yeah, but no. I like install. I found an old SSD inside of my old MacBook
Yeah.
Pro,
Yeah.
and
It was full of Bitcoin.
no, I wish, dude. I wish. Drew and I had a USB with some Bitcoin, but we don't know where the fuck it is. But that's because we were doing. Never mind. But there was but no, but like the game is buggy. This is the weirdest thing. If you're getting shot at, you're expected to see like flashes or something,
Right.
or fucking blood coming out of you or something. No, it's just like I'm running. And it's like, no, like what the fuck just happened? And then and then if they headshot you, or like if they get you with 2 sniper shots, well, you're fucked unless they headshot you, right? But like there's no flashing, there's no nothing. It doesn't show you how your meters, like as your shield's coming down and then your health's coming down. Like that's so weird. Like in a game, like
You're just taking damage. You don't know where it's coming from.
yeah, you don't know where it's coming from. Like it's just like, grrr, and I look everywhere, and there's like 8 guys over there or something, and it could be just anyone, and I don't know what direction the bullets are coming from. It's very weird.
Between these 2 dated shitty games, I'm gonna have to go with Rebellion on this one.
With Halo, did you ever play Halo?
No,
Oh, dude, why not?
I was too busy playing. I was already on PC by then. I was playing
Halo came out on PC, the first one,
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah,
like
It wasn't good.
a couple years later.
I think it
right?
came out later, but it just didn't have a very big release either. I remember buying it, but it was
It was an Xbox game. It was a real Xbox game, to be honest.
I don't know. I remember buying Halo and feeling weird that I had to go buy a game off a shelf. I think this must have been after Steam had been around for a little while.
yeah.
Like, I don't know. There's something weird about it. And then like I couldn't to get into games, you had to load up into their own little search or
Yeah.
their browser to find games.
which have always been shitty too. Like the UI still sucks, right? God, it's just Microsoft just can't.
I never played the single player
I
though.
don't know, but this is good Halo, man. The first 3 were Bungie, and Reach was Bungie. I think was the last one. Like those were good. Once they went to fucking 343, that's when it was just like 4 was like the fuck. 5 was just like, and now with Infinite or whatever, they're like we're gonna give you the best Halo ever, guys. We promise.
Of course, they're gonna say that.
Yeah, bullshit.
All right.
That's what they always say.
So last night was UFC 248. I watch just about every UFC that comes out, but I bring it up because I saw a glorious thing happen last night. There was a fight between 2 women for the strawweight title, the 115. It might be the best fight I've ever seen in my whole life.
Better than for me, one of my best fights was the show.
Uh-huh.
Remember the show where they would make a
Oh yeah.
the first fight ever from those like the
Yeah,
finale.
So
that was one of my favorite.
That fight is incredible, dude.
Yeah.
That fight built the UFC. So what he's talking about is the Ultimate Fighter was the reality show where they fight.
Ultimate Fighter.
And the 2 guys that fought at the end of that, it was like watching Rock'em Sock'em Robots, but with like some strategy, like they actually knew what they were doing, and they just left it out on the line. And Dana White will say this, like, or they were watching the what do you call it, the ratings between rounds, and it was exponentially growing between rounds because people were calling their friends, or like, you got to switch it to Spike. You got to watch this fight. It's crazy. And it's just all 3 rounds.
That fight was so great.
It's like that, but for 5 rounds, dude. It's these 2 ladies beat the shit out of each other. Yeah, not one person is saying that it's not the best women's fight. I think it might be the best fight, period, ever. It was incredible. So if you have the chance, I'm not going to say who won, and it doesn't really matter who won. The commentators couldn't even commentate anymore. They were just saying, "Oh my god," over and over. One of the commentators was also like, "We're going into round 5." He's like, "I don't know who won one of these rounds. Like, I can't even tell you who won even one of the 4 rounds that just happened, let alone what's going to happen in the 5th round." Insane, dude, insane. And the one girl's forehead fucking got huge. She looked like a demon, especially since I was on edibles last night, and which I never do weed and I don't do edibles because I've tried them a few times. It didn't really do anything. So I grabbed a bunch this time, and that was a mistake. I was so fucking high.
How
dude.
much?
20 milligrams. But for me, I never do it.
Oh, okay.
So, and the guy said these are stronger than other ones, and I was like, yeah, whatever. I never feel anything. Gulp. And here's where I fucked up, dude. So I got like almost mushroom high. Like I was seeing things and stuff, and but I was totally uncontrolled. But the problem was I got cotton mouth, and so I started just drinking. So I was already drunk when I ate the things, and so I just started drinking beers like crazy.
Did you get the
I got
spins?
super drunk, and I was so high I didn't realize what drunk was, and I was just like all over the place. I was like, I don't know what to do with my arms. I threw up, dude. I fell asleep at my friend's house. I left my dog. Like that's why I'm so low energy today. Like I still haven't recovered from this, and so anyway, I think I would have had. If I ate one of the gummies, I would have been good, but I ate two, and I was drunk. So it was. Somebody said I was laying on the ground, so it was like, "Oh, how the mighty beast has fallen."
The other day I had a tamarindo, like the a pelon,
Yeah.
the one that you squeeze.
Yeah.
It was an edible.
Whoa!
Yeah, they saw.
How was the flavor?
It was just like the candy, just like the Mexican
Dang.
candy. So good. And
Nobody knows what we're talking about.
yeah, I know. Look it up. Well, I bet if they Google it,
It's like a.
It's called pelon.
It's like a little
Pelon
plastic-
candy. It's a Mexican candy.
It's like shaped like a 9mm bullet,
Yeah, I
but
guess.
it's a
with a
plastic.
little nipple,
Yeah, with a little nipple, and then you push really hard,
and the tamarindo comes out,
and tamarindo comes out the top.
like very sweet.
They don't even know what
Super good.
tamarindo is.
Tamarind. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's like a dark.
Yeah, it's from
I don't know.
trees.
Yeah, we
good.
Mexicans love it. Mexicans
It's so
love
good. We put it on everything.
everything.
Yeah. And
You know what we're talking about, Bobby?
No.
No. Yeah.
a pelon? No.
Nah.
I bet if you Google pelon, just pelon, peloncito.
Even once he sees it, like it's not going to explain much.
Yeah, I don't know.
Pellon, or I don't know.
Breadstick?
No, that right there. Those pictures.
Yeah,
Those
that.
ones.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it is. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had these before.
Okay.
Yeah, super good.
Yeah.
But
So anyway, they have edibles.
yeah, 100 milligrams.
Damn.
Yeah, but
If you eat the whole thing.
yeah, but I ate half of it,
Whew.
and then I give the other half to someone else,
Yeah.
and we never felt it like ever.
Dude, not all
It's-
milligrams are built the same. I think different companies like.
Yeah, but it's weird. Like I would have thought because like maybe like my side of what I ate had almost nothing in there, and like the other side had more. But no, we were both the same. We both didn't feel it. So I don't know if like I don't know. It's just super weird.
Well, it's
But it
probably
was
made by
delicious.
Mexicans, and you can't fucking trust them,
It was
dude.
delicious.
Yeah.
Super good.
At least it was tasty.
It was really good.
All right, what's next?
A little bit of news. Little bit of news here. Those are bigger than a bullet, by the way. Those are way bigger.
No, I meant
Oh,
the
they're like this
shape.
big.
The shape once you take the cap off. That's what I was talking about.
Oh, the shape.
Yeah,
okay.
the shape.
Something like a bullet? No way.
Good thing
Those things are big. Okay, so first up in the news, Steam Lab's latest experiment is a highly tailorable news hub. So this is from Rock Paper Shotgun. This is one of their Steam experiments. So you can go to your news hub and you can tailor it, which makes it a lot better because right now I just have a bunch of garbage showing up in mine.
Yeah.
But it shows you any updates, any live streams, any events, any notable news regarding any of the games that you choose to follow. And you can change it to show me games in my library, games on my recommended list, games that I'm following, or games that
This
that
is
I have
pretty
on my
cool.
wish list. Yeah, I mean, for me, I think getting rid of everything except for the games that I'm following, and then I can just choose what games I want to see updates about, that would be good.
Yeah.
And they're doing a better job of incorporating this information into the Steam page for the game too. Like if you go to a game store page, then you'll see these news updates as well. And it's really great to follow games that are in early access because depending
Updates
on
and stuff.
yeah, depending on the developer, a lot of times they'll have a post regarding any
Yeah,
big
like I would
update.
like that. Like the other day, I was like, oh, is like Visage finally done, so I can finally play it.
All right.
And then I'm like, I would have loved to just have an app. First of all, their fucking app sucks on iPhone. It's
Yeah.
a piece of shit. It's horrible. They barely, like, after 4 or 5 years, the screen actually fills up the whole screen. The app was a piece of shit. But that'd be cool, like, just so I can finally get updates from like developers when I want to play old games.
Up until right now, I mean, there's probably a better way of doing it, but like tabs, totally accurate battle simulator. Twice a month, I click on it just to see if there was an update.
Yeah,
that's not a good way of doing this.
No, it's not.
Yeah, but I think if your library is pretty big, you're going to get a lot of junk in here. So I think what I'm going to do, and there really wasn't.
You can tailor it, right?
Yeah, you can tailor it. What I'm going to do is just check the following box and uncheck everything else, and then I'm just going to select the games that I'm interested in seeing updates about. And there really wasn't any reason for the whole following button beforehand. I don't really even know.
I don't even know what it does. Yeah, maybe it tells you when it's on sale.
I think you get like a little notification.
Yeah.
If there's something new, like that green tab in Steam. But I don't know. I followed a game just to see like what it would do, and I didn't notice any difference. So now it kind of serves a purpose. So yeah, that's cool. Next up, Valve says Half-Life Alyx is not the end of its return to the series.
That's a weird phrasing there. It's not even worth clicking on. That's basically all they said.
Yeah, that's all it is. Yeah.
They said
not the last game.
Yeah, we don't see this as just a return, but
there might be Half-Life 3, guys. Oh my God.
Or whatever it is.
Or the new episode, the third episode. Or
So
Half-Life 2.
Ray, you bought this already, right?
Yeah, it's done.
You have an index, right?
I'm ready. Yes.
Yeah. When does all this
The
happen?
20th or the 21st, right?
I got you.
Same day as Doom, so I'll be playing Alex. You'll be playing Doom.
Yeah.
I'm actually canceling my Doom collector's edition because it's $200, man. Like I need the money right now. So.
Yeah.
$200 is a lot.
Yeah, it comes with a helmet though. I want the helmet. It's
gonna-
wearable. That'd be so awesome.
I don't know, man. The last time Bethesda did that with the Fallout thing, I heard people were pretty upset with the quality.
Well, the bag was a horrible quality. It's like they made it look like it was cam based and
You got
nice,
the
like
jacket,
army.
right?
No. We ended up returning it. It was a piece of shit. It was like instead of it being like, because like it looked like a canvas, like an actual military bag, like really cool. I got it some shitty like nylon looking plastic like bag that I was like, yeah, bullshit.
But somehow this one's gonna be a cool helmet.
No, well, the helmet was cool for like it fit on my head. I was like, oh, dope. But I was like, but this bag's a piece of shit. So I just returned it and then Bethesda was doing like a whole like we'll give you a new one or whatever. But I just never cared. I just plus what happened with Fallout 76. I didn't want it. It's to give me all my money back. But I'm excited for this, dude. Another cool news is it's kind of a rumor, but not 100. Like it's not. Wait, I mean not 100. Like it's not a rumor because everyone knows there's going to be a battle royale mode for Call of Duty,
Right.
and they're saying it's the 10th. It's like there's
Like
too
in
many
2
leaks.
days?
There's like in 2 days.
Cool.
Like Warzone. So I'm like super excited for that because I've been playing just too much Apex Legends, and I'm just like, dude, I'm fucking hooked on Apex Legends right now.
Yeah.
It's just
Season 4
so
is good, huh?
Yeah, man, it's so good. The
Good
new
for them.
character's fun, but then just like all the little modes and challenges I've been doing, like, and they add like right now they have a mode called Deja Vu, and it's just every time you land on the map, every gun and power up and everything in the same spot. It never changes.
Oh, okay.
So it's really cool. So it's like, oh, I'm going to drop here, and I know exactly where that purple shield is. I know exactly where this is at, and I'm going to get a gold helmet here.
For what? For days?
Yeah. And then while you do those challenges, like while playing that mode, you get challenges, and you get tickets. You give those tickets into the game, and you get like skins and stuff like that
Yeah,
for free.
that's cool, man.
It's fun, dude. They
sure.
give you so many skins.
Have you
and
ever
stuff.
spent money on them?
No, never.
Dang.
No, because like the battle pass, I don't have to buy it because it comes with the EA Origins, the
okay.
Origins thing, the
Yeah.
Premiere. I ended up paying for it again.
Yeah.
Because I want to play Jedi one.
But you haven't?
It was haven't yet, no. But so I never paid the battle pass. They always come there. They give you 10% off on everything when it comes to coins and stuff like that. So I could buy stuff, but I haven't. Right now, I kind of do because my character that I use is Octane. And there's an heirloom right now for like his little knife is really cool, and I kind of want it, but I don't want to spend like. I saw Shroud spend like $50, and that's how he got his. Just like rolling like the, and he ended up getting his. So I kind of want to try it, but it's stupid just for a fucking skin. I can't.
Yeah.
But the Battle Royale Warzone is gonna come out. They're saying it's squads only. There's not gonna be any duels or anything or any single player stuff. It's gonna be a separate launcher supposedly and free to play.
Oh, so it's its own game.
So it's kind of like its own game.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
something like that. So their trailer will be it's either the game's gonna get released on the 10th or the trailer's gonna get released on the 10th.
Did the zombie mode used to have its own launcher? Like in the old, like when they first started doing it.
I don't remember.
I swear I remember.
I was
doing
never
that.
a fan of zombies, dude. I never was. I
Like
like
survival.
yeah. I know.
The last one was fun. The one that was part of that Call of Duty that had 3 different games in it.
Oh yeah, that one was all right.
We
I mean, it
played
wasn't
one.
Super great.
We played one. I
Yeah.
remember. We were like in a Coliseum. or
Coliseum.
something. Yeah.
All right. What's next?
Listener questions. All right, first one from Warconius. What are you doing about anyone with COVID-19 on Discord? Quarantine, I think I may have it. My balls tingle.
Your balls are only tingling because you're looking at a picture of me. The quarantine. What are we doing in real life? Has it affected your guys' life?
People won't shut the hell up about it, but that's about it.
Okay, so it affected my life as in I'm the one that's like talking a lot about it.
Oh, okay.
So my group chat, dude, like with my friends, they hate me right now.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, did you guys like Ray? We saw it. And I'm like, okay, just making sure. So I want you guys to be safe, all right? And they're like, shut up, Karen. And I'm like, I'm not a Karen. What the fuck, guys? But it's because I'm on that Reddit, dude.
Yeah.
And like, I just scroll and I'm just like, the fuck? No. I'm waiting for one to say zombie strain. I'm like, ah.
Yeah.
Like, but I got my parents paranoid.
Yeah.
So like, I think my mom thinks she probably has it right now. Like, she's freaking out.
Sam went to a kids party yesterday at like Ninja Factory, where it's just like a giant thing with tons of kids running around.
That's a coronavirus central, dude.
I was like, you can't take the baby. Like, I don't care if you go. Like, it's fine. Just don't take the baby. So that was the only precaution I've taken so far.
Nah, dude. Like, honestly,
Well, somebody in Chula Vista, the only person who's had it in Chula Vista worked at an AT&T store.
Did you
Or,
see-
the only person in San Diego was someone in an AT&T store in Chula Vista.
the whole like store's all quarantine and shit, like movie style.
Yeah.
with people around it, like you can't even get closer.
Yeah. I mean, fucking all kinds of public events are being shut down.
Yeah. Oh, well, Coachella, Mike. Today they just announced the first person in Riverside County, like over in Palm Springs.
Yeah.
Palm Springs and Riverside County. First person in Coachella has a coronavirus.
Yeah.
So, and they weren't gonna cancel
It's
Coachella.
the desert. You can't get sick in the desert.
Yeah, you can't, dude. Imagine Coachella, dude. I have tickets for that.
Yeah.
And imagine just a bunch of sweaty, half-naked people just like sneezing on each other, watching their favorite artists. Dude, that's gonna be like that's where the pandemic's gonna start, dude. I swear to fucking guys. People from all over the world.
That's where it makes
They canceled Ultra. They canceled South by Southwest.
Yeah.
They canceled some of the conventions that I was gonna work, so I have no work for like the next 2 weeks. Yeah, it fucking sucks. Right now I'm working some shitty ventilation fucking convention, and
Gosh, man. It's crazy how much
it's
money's
crazy
gonna
how
be
much
lost.
is affecting people,
Ventilation
dude.
convention.
Yeah, it's funny, man. It's funny. It's like we were laughing.
Stuffy
There's
in
like
here.
it's like there's no way that this like they were gonna cancel it because it's a bunch of like older older dudes
Yeah.
and they all know their ventilation like crazy. It's like, oh, look at that shaft and da-da-da-da. Like they're like
Yeah, dude.
so I was
Ventcon 2020.
yeah, dude.
a big deal.
I thought that was funny.
They should do it online. That way it'd be an event.
There's one I was listening in on one today. We were because it was a board. It was like it was all the higher ups, right? So they didn't even want us in there. They're like, so how do you guys want us to do we got it. We just set up something just to set up a PowerPoint. And we're like, oh, okay, whatever. So we walked out and then they would call us, be like, oh, can you come in real quick? It's like, okay. Oh, his mic stopped working. I was like, okay. So I'm like, fucking.
That's what
whatever.
you're there for,
Yeah,
man.
and I'm like, all right, cool. They're like, all right, get out. And I'm like, okay. Then later on, like I'm in the other room and I can still hear the whole fucking convention, right? Because like their whole little meeting, because like there's only an air wall, so I can hear everything with the mics. And we're just like, dude, I'm watching Narcos and getting paid.
Yeah.
And then I start hearing like, and I'm like, what the fuck is it? Kind of like the Peanuts like parents
Yeah.
talking, or like all the adults.
Teacher.
And then apparently one of the guys didn't come to San Diego because he was gonna get like coronavirus.
Yeah.
So he's like, the fucking conference call was a cell phone with a guy in a cup with a cup, and they put a microphone right on it. And Neil walks out and he's just like, "Yeah, I just put a microphone on a phone."
They should have talked to you about that. You could have probably set.
We could have set something up for them, dude.
Yeah.
Very easy. But we actually have like an actual phone, like speaker system, like, and we can actually connect it to like anything.
You know what I'm sick of is the Corona beer jokes. That's
the funniest one that I saw was there's a refrigerator and there's one Corona beer on the side and there's a Bud Light and like a Coors Light wearing the masks on the other side of the fridge. I thought that was cute. But
it's funny. Bobby complained about too many people talking about it. Then you went on to talk about it. And then I said, I've had enough of the jokes. And then you hit me with one more of the jokes.
Coronavirus is real.
All right, next.
Did you know, Bobby?
Oh, I know. I see all the same articles everyone else does, but I just don't care. You know, I don't know if that's a good or a bad
We're not
thing.
going to die from it, dude. We're fine.
Well, didn't they say more people are dying of the flu, like usual? Like, flu wipes out a ton of people every year, dude. It's like a culling. It's just
funny.
Like,
it's like coronavirus. It's like coronavirus has killed 50 people. Everyone's buying toilet paper and water, right? Yeah. It's like everyone's dying of AIDS. No one fucking no one wears a condom yet. Like, what the fuck? I don't get it.
All right, Fuse41 says, I miss Rey. Any talks of interviews to replace him or keep it as a trio? The YouTuber guy last week was good company.
The replacement. I don't know what we're doing. We're just kind of like playing it by ear. Yeah. Rey won't even fucking leave. He's not paying rent, and he's still here.
Hey, I already paid rent for my apartment. I'm not over there.
That's true. You haven't, not even one night? Have you stayed there?
No.
Damn.
No. The electric company comes on Thursday.
Yeah, we're just fucking around, man. Whatever happens, happens. We're not forcing anything. We're not looking for anything. Although the black Rey was like better than the Mexican Rey. So.
Black Rey. It's funny. I know I used to work with his girlfriend. When I clicked on his
way?
Small world.
Mexican Rey is better. But
I think it's going to be pretty random though. You never know who you're going to get when you tune in each week. Surprise.
I think I've been on the show more than she, and I've been out of it.
Fuse41 also says, I've been playing a lot of Gorn. What's the best way you killed someone in a game? Funnier the better.
First time that I read, when I read this, it wasn't me killing somebody. It was, now I have. But anyway, let me get through this. And WoW, there was one of the first areas where like you start running into the Alliance, the other side. Not Ongoro Crater. Anyway, it was like a jungle area, one of the first jungle areas. Mm-hmm. And I got chased onto a drawbridge or like a plank bridge. What is it? Rope bridge? Is that what it's called? And I got killed. And then, there were these guys, what do you call them? Just people that kill for the sake of killing. What are these called?
People who kill for the sake of killing.
Yeah. They're just out there griefing. They're just out there griefing.
A homicidal maniac.
Oh, you're talking about another player, not an NPC.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
A troll?
No, it wasn't a troll. There was a name for like when you kill a PC and you're just
when they were ganking.
Ganking. Yeah, they were just ganking, right? And they killed me 2 or 3 times. Just they're hunting me down. Every time I get my body, they'd kill me again. Mm-hmm. So I was crossing this rope bridge like the second or third time, and they killed me right at the center of it, right where it bows, because they bow. And so there were some on the right side and some on the left side, and they're just waiting for me to get my body again.
Yeah.
And I swam in the river underneath the bridge, and I was able to I was just close enough. I jumped out of the water and just close enough to get my body, dive back down under the water, and swim away. And I angled the camera that you could see, and they're running around because my body disappeared. Yeah. And they're all just looking for me. I thought I was so fucking clever after that. I was so happy with myself.
I think my favorite, my best was best kill, right?
Yeah, best kill, which has nothing to do with what my story was.
Run away from gankers. This was CS:GO, which you really don't think this is something really cool. And CS:GO is just headshots and shit. But it was a pistol round, so it's one of the first rounds, and the USP only has 24 bullets. So after fucking going through it, I'm completely out of bullets, and I and there was one guy, and I guess I shot him. I shot him a bunch of times, but I didn't kill him. There was no kill shots.
You got a bullet.
And but I was like, this guy has to be super low now. Like if I fart on this guy, he'll die. And the only thing I had on me was a flash. So I threw a flash like just randomly because I wanted to knife him.
It does 1 point of damage, doesn't
But
it?
the flash hit off a wall, hit the guy, and killed him. Dude. It was the coolest thing ever. I just wish it was during the time when like the NVIDIA always records your gameplay.
Yeah.
That I would have saved that, dude. It was gold, man. Everyone was just like, "Oh, it was really cool." It was awesome.
Now, when that's one of those symbols you never see, right? Because it says Rey killed whoever, right?
And it shows the little grenade or whatever. Little flash.
flashbang.
Yeah.
I always wonder in Deep Rock if you can kill somebody with the flare gun with the scout because it does a little bit of damage.
Then I would imagine.
Yeah, but they would have to be so close to death. I don't know. I think it's hilarious when you shoot people in the face with that. That's so funny. It's so bright. But there's a lot of games that I think try to make weird and interesting ways to kill people. One of them, Bulletstorm, the multiplayer for that. So it's not really like a PvP. It's actually co-op. And all it is an arena style where they just flood in enemies. And there's all these environmental things around like spikes and canisters of whatever. And you just try to kill them in weird and interesting ways. And the more weirder or interesting, the more points you get. So you just try to beat the other players by getting more points. And that was actually pretty fun for a while. Like that co-op mode in that game was pretty good. But
Do you have an answer to the question?
The funniest way I've ever killed somebody, I don't know. Like nothing where it's like accidentally happened and unexpected, but I remember in Mysteries of the Sith, so the sequel, like the DLC to Jedi Knight, they had a carbon gun in that. And it was the first time in a game I've ever really seen where you could freeze somebody in multiplayer, just freeze them in place, and then you just like hit them once and they shatter. And it was kind of a troll weapon, I guess, but it was hilarious because you just run up on someone, freeze them, and then boom. I mean, in the original Jedi Knight, what was always great is they had one of the weapons was a mine. So you could plant just unlimited amount of mines in a location and just bait somebody into following you and they would just blow up. So that was always great.
One of my favorite ones too was playing Battlefield 2, I want to say. There was I think a specialist or whatever, the guy who could throw plastic explosives and then detonate them. So at the beginning of the round, the enemy boats always showed up at the same place. So you just fucking throw some in the fucking water right there. You can blow them up. But I remember another time an APC pulled up to one of the flag's capture points, and I crawled underneath it and just put every single piece of plastic explosive I had. And then when they drove away, I fucking clicked that shit. It was 8 kills plus the vehicle plus the defense bonus, and I just I went from last place to fucking first place. Wow. Those things are awesome.
VR kills are fun too. Like in Boneworks, like it's fun when you just start the game and they give you every weapon and they give you one dude to fuck around with or a couple. Yeah, it's fun, man. Just like you just grab him by the head and you're like, bitch, and you like rip it, like sass, and you grab another guy and you're like, it's just the coolest feeling, dude. You're like, you feel all strong as shit. And then but it's weird, dude. It fucks with your head, dude. VR, it's awesome. I love it. So I can't wait for Alyx.
Did you listen to Cheese 45-minute review of Saints and Sinners?
Oh, really?
No,
I skipped past it.
Oh.
I'm joking. No.
It actually sounds awesome.
It sounds fun, dude. Like, I just saw I saw a video of like just the beginning gameplay, how you run through and it's you how to kill the zombies and like they're like in trash cans and you fucking have
yeah.
And but it looks neat. I really want to try it.
She was saying how like the first one, she was like, "Oh my god, I actually stabbed something in the head. Like I feel like not right about this." And then the next one, she stabbed in the head and spanked it in the ass. That escalated quickly.
All right, Zap asks, Emilio, are you still doing everyday carry? What's in your pockets?
You know, it's changed because now that I work at a construction site, all the tools are around me all the time, so you don't have to carry your own tools anymore. So no, very minimal. I just have my phone that has a wallet on the back of it, so I don't have a wallet. So I think that's my number one recommendation. It might not work for everybody, but for me, it's the best. I used to lose my wallet all the time. or sometimes lose my phone. But now that they're one,
Now you lose them all at the same time.
but I don't because it's so important that like if I walk away 5 feet, I'm like, oh shit, like I know that I'm missing something, you know.
yeah.
So yeah, but before that, I still really like my Shuffle 2. It's a knife by company that starts with Kershaw Shuffle 2. I think that's a really good, nice knife if just for everyday carry. And and the flashlight. I don't have the name of it. I have a super powerful flashlight that's only like 2 inches long. People are always like, "What the fuck, dude?" I'm like, "I know." And you just USB charge that thing, and then it's just ready to go. It's so much better than a cell phone light.
Dope.
Yeah.
I have a flashlight too.
Sniper asks, is the Kool-Aid Man the jar or the liquid?
I've got to say that he's the jar because the face is painted on the jar.
Or is it painted on the
both.
liquid?
If you poured him out, he'd still be alive, I feel, for sure.
Oh shit.
I think so.
But would he be the Kool-Aid Man?
No.
He'd just be
And what if they
man.
put like Tampico in there or some Sunny D?
Yeah.
Be the Sunny D man?
No, I hate
Red
it.
Sunny D?
Red Sunny D.
Yeah, he's the jar.
He's the Kool-Aid.
That's the DLG.
No, it's together. They have to be together.
Like, are you or are you the blood inside you?
Yeah.
Like, if I took the blood out, would you still be Ray?
No.
No.
I'd be dead, bro.
All right, that's all the listener questions we got. What's everybody playing next week?
Curse of the Dead God. I always say what I'm going to play. It's never.
I know, right? I'm going to play this brand new game that's coming out. I'm going to review it next week. I played some CSGO or some Apex Legends. He played some game from the 80s, and you played a roguelike.
Yeah. That's how it goes every week.
Well, what do we have? 2 weeks until Doom comes out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little over 2 weeks.
I hope they have a clean launch without a lot
Yeah.
of bugs and stuff.
I don't think they wouldn't. I mean,
How was the first Doom launch? Because I
It's
didn't get
fine.
I didn't get into Doom till like the second.
the problem with the first Doom
you
launch
told me.
was that they released the multiplayer beforehand as like a demo, and people were
wasn't
like,
good.
"This is." I mean, it was all right. It was like deathmatch from like the
Yeah.
'90s, and people were like, "Dude, this sucks." And then the single player came out, and they're like, "Oh, okay, this game is awesome." But like everybody kind of had this bad, like it got review bombed even before the game came out
Yeah.
because everybody just had this bad taste
I
from
like
the
deathmatch.
multiplayer.
What do you guys think?
It's fine. It's good for like 15 minutes though, but it can't.
PUBG added
doesn't
deathmatch.
last.
You know that?
What?
PUBG
Really?
added team deathmatch.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they just like let's say just they put a circle and then it just never expands
So
and then
respawns.
and respawns. Yeah,
Oh wow.
yeah,
Interesting.
and like you start off with a kit like sniper or M4 or whatever or AK, right? You have your kit, you have all your shit, you kill other people, and you pick up their shit like their bullets or their health and stuff like that. So you can keep like healing.
Huh.
Just a little deathmatch, just a little something extra to do in the game.
Yeah.
Still sucks, you know,
Ah.
but you know it's cool, I guess.
Gosh, we've only been around for 5 years and we've given 2 Battle Royales Game of the Year. Now I'm thinking about it.
PUBG was just fucking amazing when it came out.
Yeah.
Now it's just like, guys, move past it. Like, do something else. But
PUBG 2.
it's something, dude.
Yeah.
It's because after they gave it to that Chinese company, it's just it
Yeah.
was after like the whole blue hole thing, and it's just like whatever player unknown. He just went with a Chinese company. It just became like a mobile game on PC.
Yeah.
The mobile game does better, I think, than the PC game now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
mobile
everybody
does.
on PC bought it.
Yeah.
I think mobile does better in general than PC.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
So I saw this this statistic. I guess mobile made more money this year than consoles and PC gaming together.
Oh shit.
So
Well, everybody has a phone. Not
Yeah.
everybody
Yeah.
has a gaming PC.
yeah,
Yeah, that's not bad.
dude. I look. I would say at least every 2 weeks I look for a mobile game that I like.
Well, like on your phone, you can download that NVIDIA thing, and you can play all your PC, the games that are allowed.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm gonna have to do that. I
so
want to
that's
do that so
cool.
I can play upstairs too.
So that's cool. Like, you can do that. Epic just went back and said, "Okay, we're good. You can actually do our game." Because Epic pulled out of the whole NVIDIA streaming service.
Yeah.
The GeForce.
I'm gonna
Now.
do that this week actually, so I can. But I can't play things like Curse of the Dead Gods
No,
because it's not. It's not gonna be on the list. Right.
no.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Next week, I don't know, man. I'm really digging the strategy. I might try Galactic Battlegrounds. That's basically Star Wars Age of Empires.
Right.
Yeah. I played that a little bit back in the day, but I was like, oh, this is just Age of Empires. Like literally an Age of Empires skin. Like
Yeah.
no difference between Age of Empires.
But it's
and-
Star Wars.
Yeah, but it's Star Wars. So I don't know. Maybe I'll go back and like see if that's actually any different than Age of Empires 2 or I don't know.
So I've been thinking of getting back to the Division because I heard that new DLC, like the Warlords of something.
Were you on the server when everybody bought it because it was $3?
'Cause it was $3.
And then everybody started playing it.
Yeah, because like you pay the $3 and you pay like $15 for all the regular DLCs.
Yeah.
The first year one DLCs, and the year two is just like $20, I think, or $25 for the. But all the reviews are great.
Yeah.
It's like fucking. It's awesome.
It's hard to say this about a game. There's nothing wrong with the Division 2. There's not one like I played.
They're calling it Division 2.5. Like they're like this could actually just like it could have added a little more. It could have been the fucking sequel, like Division 3. But they're saying it's amazing.
Yeah, that's why they gave it away for $3 because they knew that they had something good on their hands.
Yeah,
and that people are
$3
probably gonna buy.
Then you pay.
How much is
like
DLC?
$25, I think.
25. That's steep for DLC, but
But it
if
adds a
it's that
lot.
good,
It's supposed
yeah,
to
yeah.
add a lot to it. And
Kind of
then
like WoW, you pay
yeah.
for the DLC.
Yeah.
Or you
And they-
pay for the newest version.
and they finally like leveled everything. You know, they did all the fixes, and it's all because some of the raids were way too fucking hard. You can only do them if you knew everyone on your team, and it took them a while to add like to implement like playing with just randoms and trying the raids.
Yeah.
And then it was just some of them were just way too hard. They had to like fix a lot of the stuff, and they nerfed a lot of the shit, and some of the stuff that was too easy. They made it like an appropriate level. So they fixed the game. They've been doing so many updates. So I think it's time for me to jump back into the Division. So I want to do that before Alyx. Alyx, I'm probably gonna end up beating it like in 2 days. Like I
Yeah,
think
I could see that
I'm gonna
happening.
just breeze
Yeah.
through it. It's there's a part of me that wants to replay fucking Half-Life just for the fuck of it.
Yeah. Well, Black Mesa 1.0 came out,
Yeah,
so if you want to play part 1 again, that's
I have
now's the
it.
time. Yeah.
I still haven't played it.
Of
so.
course you do.
But and then Call of Duty comes like it might come out on Tuesday. Who knows? But I'm excited. It's fucking
What might?
Warzone, the
oh,
Battle
right,
Royale. Yeah, man. Call of Duty Warfare, Modern Warfare is amazing. It's fucking great. They're the rumored for the next Call of Duty coming out this year is the second one. But I don't like. They should just keep building on this one and just like it's
Yeah.
so good. Their whole little every year releasing a new Call of Duty. It's just I think that's just stupid now.
Yeah.
They have something good going on right now. They just add a couple more modes. Keep it at DLCs when it comes to like adding campaigns stuff like that or
Dude,
something.
they're
I
making
don't
so
know.
much money. I think they're doing it right. I think.
Like people will stop playing Modern Warfare and go and jump to Warfare 2.
Yeah.
And then
spend the money to buy that.
and then that kills the games.
Yeah. It
That
doesn't
just
matter.
kills
They
them.
already made their money because they charge so
like-
much up front.
It's just I don't know. I think it's trash. Just stick to one. And then
They've
what
been on a roll lately.
if the next one sucks?
I mean, you always have to deal with that. Yeah.
It's horrible.
Speaking for Ray, Bobby, and myself, sorry for the low energy. Don't do drugs, kids. Edible titties.
That's delicious. Edible titties. I will eat your titty. The what?